A very good morning, students. After the mixtures, we have started the things that is a solution. So in the solutions, we already tell to you two things are coming in the solution. One is the solute, second is the solvent. Now, I will tell you here. Like in these diagrams, we have taken sugar and water. So one time more I will make it. This is a beaker. I have taken a water. Okay. As I have taken a water, the water limitation is 90 ml. Fine. In a one bowl, I have taken a salt. 10 gram. This one I am putting in this one. After this, it form a salt solution. How it form a salt solution? Salt plus water. Both are mixed together. Then it form a salt solution. It means here salt we have taken in a small quantity, water we have taken in a more quantity. Those things which we will take in a more quantity, not only the water, other things also be there. Okay. More quantity, one is said to be the solvent. Less quantity is said to be the solute. Solute and solvent join together to form a solution. Okay, so this is the meaning of the solution. See it here now. Solution of homogeneous mixtures of two or more substances is called a solution. Okay, this already I have told to you. Solutions, some common solutions are there. It is written here: copper sulfate solution, which is of blue in color; vinegar solution, which is acetic acid, we can say. Homogeneous mixtures are of two miscible liquids. Now, like sugar and water is there. When we are mixing, this is called miscible, like this. This is called miscible liquid. We are seeing miscible, miscible. But this chalk and this one, this is chalk solution. Chalk solution. This is immiscible because they both are separate from each other. Water is remain upside, chalk is remain downside. So it is immiscible. Understood the meaning of the miscible and the immiscible? So these definitions you have to write down in your copies. Understood till here? After this, a solution is said to be a solid solution also. Like homogeneous solution of a solid into another solid. When two solids are joined, like two solids, both the things are solid, like salt, sugar. Both the things we have taken. When salt and sugar are dissolved together, means are mixed together, then it form a solid solution. Okay. Here they are giving the example. Common metal alloy is a solid solution. The gold used in making jewelry is a solid solution containing gold and small quantities of copper or silver. So beta, according to the solution, first of all you write down the definition, then you can write down what is meant by it, then give some example, then started to write what is the meaning of the miscible and immiscible. Miscible, you got it, a homogeneous two or more is also called a solution. Miscible you can write down like this: when a solution is fully mixed which cannot be separated, like sugar solution, this is called miscible. But those solution which is separated by filtration, that is called immiscible. Okay, so these things you can write down in your copies. Solute and solvent, already I have told to you that the things which is in a smaller amount and which is in the larger amount, that is the solute and the solvent. After this, we are telling to you about this table, about the solute and about the solvent. Like, we have taken sugar in water. So in a water we are adding a sugar. It means is this, sugar here is solute. You can see here, sugar is solute which is in a solid form, and water is in a liquid form. Urea in water. So solvent is the water because water is in a larger amount. Urea is a smaller amount, that's why it is come in a solute. Ammonium chloride in water. Water is in more amount, that is a solvent. Ammonium chloride is a less amount, that is the solute. Other examples are also like this. So these things write down. Definitions of aqueous and non-aqueous also you can write down. Like, the solution obtained by dissolving a solute in any solvent. In any solvent we are obtained solution obtained. The solution we got it by adding a solute. Okay, then it is said to be the non-aqueous. Opposite of it is said to be the aqueous. They giving the examples of here. After the examples, some things are that is they are saying to be how they are obtained the non-aqueous solution commonly. Like, there are some examples of sulfur and carbon disulfide, iodine and carbon tetrasulfide, iodine in alcohol. Okay, so these things are be completed. Characteristics of true solution. Now before starting the true solution, I would like to tell you one thing more. You can see now, if we are talking about the solution, it is divided into three types. One is the true solution, second is the colloids, third is the suspension. Okay, true solution having a very small particles, which is sometimes it is able to see with the microscope, sometimes we will not see with the microscope. We see with microscope, we see or not see with microscope. Suspension, bigger particles with naked eyes we can see. Naked eyes means without any specs we can see. Colloids, some are small, some are bigger. Okay, for an example, if we will make a diagram of this thing, like here, like you can see the diagram here. A bigger diagram is a suspension, bigger particles are present. Bigger particles are present, this is a suspension. A very small particles are present, that is a true solution. Means we cannot see with the naked eyes, or sometimes we cannot visible with the microscope also. This is the colloid. Colloids means we can see sometimes with the naked eyes, or sometimes we cannot see with the naked eyes. Sometimes we use the microscope, sometimes we not use the microscope. Means we can say it is colloids are between the true solution and the suspension. Suspension is the bigger particles, true solution is the smaller particles, and colloids are the size is between the true solution and the suspension. Understood? So these things we have completed till here. You can write down these things in your copy about the aqueous solution and the non-aqueous. With a true solution also I have told to you the characteristics are present here. These characteristics you write down in your copy. Okay, so now concentration of the solution. From the next topic we will start it from here, concentration of the solution. Till now what the work I have given to you, those things you have to write down in your copy, students. Okay, so please complete your work. After completing your work, then we can concentrate for the other things. Please students, complete your work on time so that I can check your copy also on time. Thank you students, and have a nice day.